Welcome back to Indiana Diecast Racing and the continuing action of the Final Fantasy Fracas. Today we've got groups 16 and 17 of round 2. Representing Arlo in one of 17 or so remaining entries, Topher is piloting a Grand Cross, looking to eliminate the other drivers in his very own Squid Game. And here's the matchup we all wanted to see. Bizarlo is from Dubious Diecast, possibly mocking the Arlo team in his speed trap that narrowly won his round 1 group. Dubious Diecast not having much luck this round, maybe an Arlo doppelganger will get it done. From everybody's favorite jousting junkyard, Hot Black Desiato joins us in his turbulence that had to survive a 3-way runoff for the top 2 spots in round 1. On the 3 laps he finished, he always placed top 2. Rounding out the first of today's groups, Tip Tip is from Raw Sun God Racing, the team who got a little beat up in round 1, and they've only got 4 drivers remaining. Tip Tip's mid-drift eked past round 1 despite a pair of DNFs. Here we go, Topher and Bizarlo up front, Hot Black and Tip Tip in the back. I really feel like any of these drivers could win today as Topher gets ahead, but Bizarlo is charging into turn 2 and completes the double pass for the lead. Tip Tip already well behind as they pass through the cave entrance to Echo Base. Topher on top of Bizarlo, but he slides, giving Bizarlo separation, and Dubious Diecast takes a well-earned victory on lap 1. Topher gets slammed by Hot Black Desiato after getting hung up on the wall. Tip Tip rolls in for a very distant 4th, but everyone completes a pretty smooth opening lap. These crossovers really changing the dynamics of the top half of the track, as Bizarlo, who otherwise would have been mired in 3rd, was able to get in front and stay there. Bizarlo with the early lead after 1. Hot Black assumes the pole for lap 2. He starts well, but the Topher Bizarlo train pass him up entering Hogwarts. They zip around turn 2, and this time it's Topher leading Bizarlo. Bizarlo spins out and takes a hit from Hot Black. Topher takes lap 2, followed by Bizarlo, Hot Black Desiato, and Tip Tip again rolls in well behind for a point. Bizarlo entered Echo Base right on Topher's heels, but exits several car lengths behind. He gets loose and nearly flips, making me wonder if he had a tire rub that finally burst the seam. After 2, the group favorites are tied at 7. Hot Black Desiato 3 points back with 4, and Tip Tip hoping he can reverse his fortunes from the front row. He starts from the pole, Hot Black on the outside. Through turn 1, and here comes Desiato. Out of turn 2, and they're super close, but Desiato leads. Tip Tip is spun, ooh, and Bizarlo's tossed off the track into the snow. Desiato flies away as Tip Tip is stuck sideways in front of Topher. Hot Black Desiato is our 3rd winner of the day, and this one's a triple DNF. Bizarlo came out of turn 2 in the back, and the group got so bunched up when Tip Tip spun out, Topher quote-unquote nudged Bizarlo off the track. Mighty convenient, I might offer. Wow, Hot Black Desiato leapfrogs into the lead with only 1 lap to go. Despite a 1-point lead, Hot Black's got his work cut out for him, starting P4 with Bizarlo and Topher on the inside. B&T get out front early and they quickly pull away, Desiato trapped behind Tip Tip. Ooh, Bizarlo barely holds to take the lap ahead of Topher, who was flying down the final straight. Tip Tip and Hot Black roll in late, 3rd and 4th. Bizarlo hit the final turn with a solid lead, but he got way loose, saving himself with a timely late block. And that is unreal. Despite jumping out to an unlikely lead following a triple donut, Hot Black Desiato only takes 4th on lap 4, and he will miss out on advancing to round 3 by a single point. We'll move on over to Group 17, starting with Rowan from Uncle Elvis Racing. Rowan and his Unobtainium won 3 out of 4 laps in the first round in a group that included Numbskull and wildcarder Peggy Oki of Dogtown Racing. Flips Racing advanced 7 drivers to round 2, and today they've got Callie on track. Callie and her Zoom-In is another driver that DNF'd once, finishing in the top 2 on her remaining laps. The next driver was supposed to be Hector of Funky Mother Chicken Racing, but unfortunately his skeleton is too tall for the new crossovers and will be unable to race. FMCR has opted to replace him with an already eliminated driver, so Wolfie Wolfgang is back in his Flame Runner. In the first round, Wolfie lost a runoff with Numbskull for second place, then ran in the wildcard showdown, losing to Miss Carey of Rust Belt in the second round of the first bracket. Lastly, from Vapor Racing, we've got Jake Eli in his, or their, Retroactive. Jake Eli won a runoff in round 1 after only managing to put up 7 points. Rowan and Callie kick off the group from the front, Wolfie and Jake Eli in the back. Rowan is very fast despite being on that shallow inside lane, and holy heck, he whips around turn 2. Callie wrecks and recovers an Echo Base, allowing Jake Eli to make the pass. Wolfie unable to pass as well, and lap 1 is Rowan, Jake Eli, Callie, and Wolfie Wolfgang. Callie had a decent run in the top half, but we just catch her getting loose on Hoth and rolling as she enters Echo Base. Miraculously, she flips upright just in time to block Wolfie, ultimately taking third. Rowan and his heavy Unobtainium is unobtainable on lap 1. Wolfie assumes the pole, and I'm almost scared to see how fast Rowan is on the outside. There he goes, and he's already blowing them away. Wolfie leads the field a ways behind, and Jake Eli looks for a pass. Callie closes on Jake Eli, and the trio with a bang-bang finish for second, third, and fourth. Here's Rowan's blistering lap at full speed. After 2, Rowan has built a 3-point lead over Jake Eli, the rest of the field incrementally further behind. Lap 3 sees Jake Eli up front and Rowan in the back for the first time today. Jake Eli gets out front, and it takes all of turn 2 for Wolfie to make the pass. Rowan in third for the moment. Rowan wrecks and gets hit by Callie. Jake Eli slides on his side as Wolfie Wolfgang brings home the lap victory for Funky Mother Chicken. A shocking turn of events as we get a double DNF with the group leader. Rowan seemed to be watching for the front pair to make a mistake, exits turn 5 awkwardly and rolls himself, collecting Callie in the process. And just like that, Rowan's advantage is gone, as he's now tied up with Wolfie and Jake Eli. No luck for Callie this round, and the next lap will be her last. It's a 3-way fight for 2 spots with only this lap to go. Wolfie spins his tires and drops well behind the group. Callie is slightly out front, and Jake Eli is slow through turn 2. It may be her final lap, but she's making it a good one. Rowan challenges and spins. Callie wins lap 4, Rowan is second, and Jake Eli crosses the line for third just before Wolfie catches him. Rowan and Jake Eli collectively edge out second chancer Wolfie Wolfgang to move on to round 3. Some lower than average totals today, but that speaks to the closer than average groups we had running. Dubious Diecast finally puts a driver through to the next round. Arlo's got his 4th, Uncle Elvis's 2nd, and a tournament-leading 5 for Vapor Racing. Congratulations to Bizarlo, Rowan, Topher, and Jake Eli. This has been Jim D for Indiana Diecast Racing. Be sure to check in next time for more slightly above mediocre diecast racing and the continuing round 2 action of the Final Fantasy Fracas.